Blog Talk Radio.
Basically.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry. Well.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. Will and Thunder Show. Thunder. Will and Thunder Show.
Ridiculous. Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show.
Hold the applause. No, as a matter of fact, keep it going. Yes, this is Tuesday night, and this is the Will and Thunder Show. Welcome on in, guys. Welcome back, man, and a special welcome back to Mr. Will we have here on the show, man. Had a great weekend, so I hear. How are you doing, Will?
I'm fine. I didn't want it to end. I wish I want to do what I did Saturday night every night.
Yeah, there's a lot of times in my life that I've said the same thing. I can't give any details, no specific details, definitely. But anyway, and welcome in, Chris, the Lady in Black. How are you doing this evening?
Don't we all want to do every Saturday night, every night? Isn't that our goal in all of our lives?
You know what I think we should do right now is break out in song like a musical with Saturday. Oh, never mind. Nobody else was with me. Come on now. Work over here.
Well, except for the exception of when I want to do what I do every Tuesday night every day. So Saturdays and Tuesdays, I'd like to alternate between those.
Well, actually,
guess what now? Now we have an idea. Because Will and I are now going to work on a parody of Saturday night, and it's going to be Tuesdays. Or I don't know how we're going to figure that out because it really does not fit in there, but we'll do it.
No, it doesn't.
Anyway, well, welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. As I said, my name is Kevin Thunder. I didn't say that, but I'll let you know now. But anyway, I said it in my mind. Well, welcome on in, guys, man. So, Will, I mean, you had the extravaganza weekend, man. We were stuck at home doing our things right there, and you were just out and about having a hell of a good time.
Details.
That's right. Tell us.
Well, you know what? This is kind of news because I did garner up support from from bringing in new listeners and everything, and so if they're listening or whatever, I'm sure they're going to want to hear a recap of the whole thing. I mean, I threw 2 T-shirts out from the stage, and I saw silhouettes of people grabbing them. So, plus when I wasn't dressed as Oprah. I had a Will and Thunder.
You just blew it right there. See, I was going to do a, Will and Thunder exclusive saying that Oprah was going to be on the show.
Oh.
Wait, and now you guys have jumped totally ahead of everything. You guys need to reel it in a little bit and explain how the hell did Will end up playing the role of the richest woman in the universe?
Yes, and now, and first of all, if all of you know Will, first of all, he is 6 foot, 4+ whatever. And if he was any whiter, he'd be transparent. I mean, he could be on, like, the TV show Ghost Hunters, whatever. They could use him as a prop. And they made him.
Yeah, how did they decide you were good for the role? Like, how did they notice the resemblance there?
Let me just start from the beginning. The plan was for me to introduce the band prior to the band going on stage.
And which band was that for our listeners this week who did not tune in? Which band was that?
Oh, that's right. The legendary Central Florida's legendary Dead Serious, and
one and only Dead Serious. And we were supposed to. We We were supposed to introduce a band. And then me, like an idiot, New Year's Eve, thinking that I'm still young, wrestling around with my 16-year-old son, blew out my knee, and that totally blew. What? What'd you just say?
I said you got your ass kicked.
No, I didn't. As a matter of fact, I was winning at the time, and I was on my feet. Oh. I resemble that remark.
Yes, you do.
Take a salt tablet.
You know what? If they had a version of Mr. Ed with a donkey instead of a horse, you would star in that because you are a talking jackass.
I dress myself.
Well, he tries, and you see what happens when we let him out of the state. He ends up with an afro wig, and God knows what that dress was.
Anyway, like Thunder said, we were supposed to be introducing the band, and that was actually the plan all along. But you know what? This is kind of news, and since we're talking about this, we've got new listeners out there tonight. Let's just go ahead and play the news bit, because that's a pretty cool intro regardless. Welcome to the news on the Will and Thunder Show. Okay, that was lame. But
that was actually kind of awesome.
It actually, it filled that the very end of that, and you need to record that because that actually, kind of made it cool. The rest of it is okay. Don't get me wrong here, but that totally that was awesome right there.
Okay, I can add it.
It was totally awesome, dude. I know you were in Florida for the last, couple days, so I had to throw that in there, so you felt back where,
Well, anyway, we were supposed to introduce Dead Serious. That was the plan all along, and I was going to come out and introduce the band, plug the show, and throw out 2 Will and Thunder Show T-shirts, and then that was going to be the end of it. I'd have to return to my seat because there's no way to get into the side backstage area from the front. Basically, one and done.
You had to exit the building and come in the front and get back to your seat. Yeah, we understand.
Right. So,
okay.
I was fine with that, but I went and met with the band on Thursday night. Heard their rehearsal. It was going to be their final rehearsal before the show, and they sounded great, and I was really that pumped me up even more if that was even possible. But so Friday, just out doing the thing with my family and everything, and we get back to the hotel. We're getting ready to go out to dinner. All of a sudden, the phone rings. It's Deadly Serious, the lead singer of Dead Serious, and he telling me that the guy he had cast to play Oprah on the show to open their song "Who's on Oprah" bailed out at the last minute. Don't know why. Don't care. He asked me if I would want to do it.
He probably got threatened by Oprah's henchmen, and now he's hiding in the witness protection program.
No, I'm not even. Oprah doesn't have henchmen like our man Jerry Lee anyway, so forget it.
She's the richest woman in the universe. She can have whatever she wants.
Stedman after you.
Hold on. What? There's this little red dot on my chest. It's moving around a little bit.
See, I'm telling you, it's dangerous out there. So basically what happened is Oprah's henchman roughed up this guy, and now he's scared for his life and cannot play the role that he was born to play. So
right.
that's where you come in.
So now they had other, they had like 6 different cast members coming up for different songs and everything. But,
because Will is so metal, he doesn't give a shit if someone's out for his life. He doesn't care.
No, exactly.
He's
just glad that somebody's paying attention to him.
I'm not going to go there.
So I said, well, what about the plug for the show? He's like, no problem, we'll take care of that. You still get the plug for the show. And he says at the also you get to be a part of the show rather than just going back to your seat and that being the end of it. You get to come backstage at the beginning of the show and all that stuff and sit side stage with the rest of the crew. You get to experience all of the hijinks and
every aspect of the.
So for a moment in time, you were in the band. Basically, you're part of the stage show. You're on the act.
Right.
He's in Dead Serious family.
I am a member of the Dead Serious family.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah. So then I I said, okay. I said, well, wait a minute, hold on. There's one problem. He says, what's that? I said, I'm white.
Yeah, that does present a minor problem.
Yeah. So
how did you solve this dilemma?
He asked me. He says, okay, well, we're gonna paint you up. We're gonna paint you up. I said, okay.
Oh, they didn't send you to the tanning booth, or?
Yeah. So he says, what's funny? What's the only thing that would be funnier than a black man pretending to be Oprah Winfrey at a Dead Serious show? And I said, tell me. He says, a white man pretending to be a black man, pretending to be Oprah Winfrey at a Dead Serious show. So I said,
that's
okay.
so metal.
Yeah. So and not to mention, so okay, the makeup job, it was going to be so ridiculously. It wasn't. The plan was to not have a good makeup job. It was to make me look.
Right.
Yeah, it was meant to be blatantly horrible to get the point across.
Yeah.
To actually put the makeup on to make you look like you were going hunting and trying to camouflage yourself versus being a African American.
Yeah. So he tells me go to Goodwill tomorrow before the show and find the most hideous dress you can find. I said, no problem. And well, mission accomplished. Because the dress I found was absolutely freaking hideous.
I've seen the pictures. It looked like a tablecloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looked like that muumuu that Homer Simpson wore in the episode where he's purposely trying to get fat to get on disability. It kind of looked like that.
Yeah.
Like that dress.
Yeah. So
it was the dress.
So I go.
It actually was. That was Homer's dress.
Wow. I guess Springfield must be near Melbourne, Florida.
Actually, they were on a road trip right there. They were, taking Bart and them to see the ocean and
no,
a little extra
Bart
money.
Go to Florida, and isn't that another episode where he steals the car and they all go down to Florida?
That's what happened.
Fairs there.
So then
I've seen a lot of Simpsons episodes, as you can tell.
So I was definitely pumped about doing that, and of course I'll do it. Of course I'll do the. I agreed, no problem, no question asked. Found that hideous dress and everything. I went to their rehearsal where they were loading in, and they did the. They were there loading up, and I showed everybody the dress, and I was given my backstage pass and all that stuff, and I showed everybody the dress, and it was like crickets. And it's like everybody looked at Dead Lee to see what what he was going to say. Bunch of sheep. Anyway, but
speed it up there, Turbo.
and then Chris says, "Oh my God, that is absolutely horrible. That's the worst thing I've ever. That's the most hideously disgusting thing and the most perfect thing I've ever seen for this particular.
I dressed myself."
I didn't. I had a makeup artist get me all up and everything. And she put the the makeup on my face and all that stuff. She even helped me put the bra on.
Wow, You have gone Hollywood, my friend.
Now listen here.
I hope you return my phone calls now that you're a big star.
Chris, and me and you have been friends for a while now. Here, we got almost a year under our belt here, but I've known Will for 35
all your
years.
life.
And never in my life would I have ever thought I'd hear him say, "She helped me put my bra on."
Well,
look, and I understand the situation. Look, I understand the situation. Don't get me wrong, but it's still so disturbing to hear.
But this is just further proof.
It answers a lot of questions. It answers a lot of questions.
We're a magical show. We are doing things. We're pushing boundaries and doing things. We're learning things about ourselves we never thought we knew, and doing things we never thought we'd do.
And Will, I love you. I love you any way you are, brother. Look, trust me. I mean, we've been friends for a long time. I'm not going to turn my back on you now. Just don't ever ask me. Just don't ever ask me.
First she says,
if this dress makes you look fat.
Did your butt look big in the dress? I mean, because you're playing Oprah here. Did you play fat Oprah or skinny Oprah?
It was my boobs that made me look enormous in the damn thing. But
so you were fat Oprah.
Yeah.
Hey, now I have a question, man to man here. Once you had boobs,
so again?
Could you not stop playing with them? Man to man, once you had boobs, man.
Yeah,
if
well,
I
you
had them,
have your own boobs.
Well, oh man, everybody was playing with them.
I'd have tried to breastfeed everybody.
And you were just letting yourself get sexually harassed.
I was getting sexually harassed left and right. It was like well, the men and women were coming up and grabbing my boobs.
Will, you sexy bitch.
I actually got motorboated by both a man and a woman.
Oh my God.
Now I have a question. Was it two separate people or a hermaphrodite?
Two separate people.
Okay, I was just asking. I was just trying to clarify here.
Well, tell me, you
were
never know who's going to show up at the Dead Serious show. I mean, they come with that kind of band that all kinds of, everybody is welcome, so you never know.
No, but we're not here to judge. I'm not saying that. I just wanted to clarify the story right there.
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying their music, it welcomes a variety of personalities.
There's more to this experience. There's more to this experience with the whole boobs and everything. Now, when she says she first hands me the bra, and she says okay, put this on. And she had these two enormous styrofoam balls, and it's just. Okay,
I have the same thing.
She says, "Can you put this on?"
I don't know why
I said.
I was doing a project. My son had a project. The solar system. Don't
Is
judge.
any
Shut
of this
up.
going to be on the DVD? I have to know. Like, is any of your boob handling or Oprah's transformation, is any of that going to be on the DVD? Because I call shenanigans if it doesn't make it on.
I don't
know.
Oh
my goodness.
I don't know if there was a camera. If somebody had there were video cameras floating around, so there's going to be a lot of backstage experience as part of the DVD. So
I just wanted it'd be great if on the DVD that they show this makeup artist handling your balls. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be allowed on the DVD or not. I mean, it depends on how they grade the DVDs and everything.
I
mean, it'll be a parental warning, and the parental warning will be like,
just messaged me. He wanted to know, Will. Scary Justin had a question for you. Were you wearing grandma panties?
No, I was wearing jeans.
Oh. You were so...
Under the Oprah dress, you did not wear granny panties.
No, because he half-assed it right there. Because if it was me, I'd have had granny panties on. I'd have had stockings on. I'd have done the whole thing. I'd have worn high heels.
You could have found him at the Goodwill. I mean...
Well, Thunder...
He's not the Goodwill. He's not the Goodwill. No, you're the bad Will. You're the bad Will, not the Goodwill.
He must have went shopping at the bad Will.
Now let me finish with this whole boob experience, because I mean I actually had
now look, exactly, you had boobs for a day. All the rest of the
we only have a 2-hour show, so Will's gotta we gotta let him finish the story. So she hands me this bra and asks me to put it on. I'm like, I looked at her and I said, I have no idea how to put these on. I said I can take it off with just a snap of 2 fingers. But
All right, Casanova, let's get to the story.
But anyway, after as the night went on, I was starting to realize, because I wasn't wearing a shirt underneath this. I actually took the shirt off, but I was starting to sweat underneath there. I'm like, going, Jesus Christ, this is uncomfortable as hell.
So you had boob sweat?
So you were walking around with face boobs and your bra on and no shirt?
It's a real problem. It really is.
I know. I asked one of the girls about it.
Of course you did. You're like, look, it's been an hour and a half, and I'm uncomfortable, so tell me about boob sweat.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually did do that.
God love you.
And now Will has lived a day in the life as a woman, and now...
No, he lived a day in the life of a half woman.
Yeah,
if you
have boob sweat, then you have walked in our shoes.
You know what? I would trade all of this just to know what it would be like to experience lesbian sex.
You mean to tell me that you didn't keep the outfit on and go home and go back to your hotel room with your wife and pretend you were lesbians? You didn't take the opportunity to do that.
Look, I don't care if it happened or not. You should have lied. You should have lied. I said, look, I went to the after party dressed as Oprah, and look, I went home and I pretended that what's her best friend's name?
Oprah.
God bless. Oprah's best friend. What's her name? The one that does the talk shows and everything.
Gail.
Dr. Gail.
I
Tell
can't
me
believe
she went home
that.
and treated your wife like Gail.
Oh, man, Oprah's henchmen are... forget the aliens. I think the aliens would save us at this point. Oprah's henchmen are... We're all going to be... There's not going to be a show next week because we're all going to be dead.
Look. Will comes home to the hotel room and his wife's laying in bed. She's got some lingerie on and he's got his dress on. He's like, look, I'm going to treat you like Oprah and Stedman at the same time.
So,
wow. And you will hear that at no other talk radio show in the country. This is one and only. This is the Will and Thunder Show. Welcome in. Welcome to our sick minds. This is what we call fun right here. We're talking about, a white guy dressed up as Oprah and having sex with his wife and pretending that she's, Oprah's best friend and her husband's involved. Or not even her husband, whatever he is. So, hey, look, come in. Join the party. Join the party. Come on in.
Actually, Will, if you think about it, you've literally become the most tolerant man in America because in one fell swoop you became a person of color, a drag queen. I mean, you've become like every group under the sun, all in one costume change. And
so
that,
I have a question real quick now.
Awesome.
Will, I have a question now.
Okay.
After this experience, what is your idea on the race situation on this country right now? You were a black person for a while. I just want to know what your opinion is on race relations in this country.
Well,
were you treated equally? As a black person, were you treated equally?
I was called a lot, so.
I mean, you got manhandled. Was anybody dressed like a cop that manhandled you?
No.
Did the Psycho Dyke manhandle you?
Unfortunately, yes. The Psycho Dyke is another one that canceled.
Oh, you see, that right there would have been a story. If the Psycho Dyke would have racially profiled you.
That's true.
That would have been some shit right there.
Okay, and for those of us who are not familiar with Dead Serious or have no idea what the hell just happened, for our listeners, what is the Psycho Dyke? Please elaborate as quickly as you can.
The Psycho Dyke is a cop in Indiana, Florida, who was a very butch lesbian, and she would really, whenever she pulled over couples, she would really, rough up the female, and and she would
she'd be like, oh, you guys are carrying something, aren't you? And when she would pat down the male, it would be very
quick,
easy going. Okay, there's nothing in your pockets right here, your shirt pocket. There's nothing in your socks. And then when she would search the female, oh, there's nothing in your shirt pockets here, or in your shirt pockets here. And what about right here in your pockets right here, and in the front right here? Do you have anything in your vagina? Let me see. Is there anything in your vagina?
You didn't get felt up by a cop, at all during your experience as a woman, Oprah type
I did not.
thing going.
But
Oh.
so,
He would have liked it anyway.
I think that.
And the funny thing is that, you know, if the Psycho Dyke would have accosted him, say, is that a weapon? What is that? All right, Oprah, are you carrying a gun?
I'm carrying a love gun, baby. That's a drop.
Oh my God.
It seemed like, is that a pea shooter? That must be a 22. Definitely not a 38. Must be a 22.
Hey.
Well, you're the bass player. You would know the difference between different calibers of guns.
Absolutely.
And that's why we love you, Thunder.
Well, speaking of which.
You know, when when I was talking with somebody, and, you know, we were talking about, you know, like actors and how they have double standards and stuff, how they'll come out and preach about a particular, you know, subject, and then they'll do movies about that exact subject and make a bunch of money off of it. I was talking with somebody about this, and I said, you know, I was saying, you know, there's no way in hell I would ever, you know, make out with a dude. So, so I said, if I was ever, you know, if I was an actor and ever asked to do a, you know, a gay scene, I'd be like, no, it's not going to happen. And then one of my friends asked me, he says, so would you dress in drag for amount of money? I said, well, apparently I'd do that for free beer.
But see, if you're playing the role of Oprah, you're playing a woman, so you might have to actually do that. Would you consider it not gay if you're playing the role of a woman? See, because that's you're kind of going into different territory here. If you're playing the role of a woman and you're required to make out with a guy, or not even make out, like, yeah, would you do it just because, like, well, I'm playing a woman, it doesn't really count?
Chris, first of all, before you answer that question, Chris.
It's like Tupac said, it's not gay if you look him in the eye. If you don't look him in the eye, it's not gay.
I'm just telling you something right now, Chris.
I do not live in France.
All right, go ahead, Will.
I do not live in France, so the answer is no.
Well, neither do Tupac.
Hey, what does France have to do with it?
And you know what? What does that have to do with anything? My grandfather was French, and he definitely was not gay because I wouldn't be here if he wasn't. If he was gay.
Yeah, fuck you, wee wee. Yeah, it's obviously he's scared of the wee wee. I mean, look, there's a difference here. Now, if it was like you know, if I had to just kiss a guy for a second on the screen for, you know, especially a comedy or something.
Be careful.
Hold on a second here. No, you look at like Kevin James and what's the fucking big tall fucking crazy dude? Is it you know, Wedding Crashers and all that? They had that movie.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I would not do. No, not going to happen.
Even as a joke?
It's even as a joke. Sorry, my lips are not touching another man. Sorry.
You never kissed your dad?
Actually, no.
When you were a kid? You never kissed your dad?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I kiss my sons all the time. Hey, I love you, man. You're my buddy, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Gary Justin says it's not gay if no hanky-panky's involved.
I don't have a son, so.
It's not like that. Like my son, man. If I give my son a kiss, man, and my son's 5 years old, man, he wants to give daddy a little kiss right there. There's nothing wrong with that. And if I'm gonna make $5 million for a movie, and I gotta fucking kiss a guy, am I gonna tongue a guy and fucking grab his ass and be like, yeah, give me your cock? No, I'm not doing that shit. Look, I'm not doing fucking gay porn.
Nobody's.
But man, there's a difference right there.
This is getting a little too personal because the Will and Thunder Show, by all means, we do not. There's not one group of listeners that is not unwelcome here. We love everyone, and whatever you do with your life, we're totally cool with it. We love everyone. So
I'll tell you,
we're not
factor,
trying to go there.
No, I'm just telling you right now, if there was a difference between eating a fucking spider on Fear Factor and fucking just a little quick lip kiss for a guy for $50,000, I'm going to take the lip kiss from this guy real quick, grab my $50,000 and go. Because I'm good with it. I got a wife and I got kids. I know what I'm doing with my life. I'm not that insecure that, you know, I'm going to think about it after and be like, oh, that was pretty nice. No, I'm not worried about that. I know where I'm at. But $50,000, fuck yeah, dude, now I got a new truck. Cool.
What?
But the point of the matter is right here, if they want me to get a fucking spider that's still alive, no.
But anyway.
But, I mean, this is definitely a subject for a different time. I want to hear more about the show. And after you were fondled and mistaken for Oprah on the streets and asked for your autograph several times, was your actual...
Yeah, hold on. I have a question here, though. Why is it okay for a guy to grab your boobs and not kiss you? What kind of person are you?
They weren't really boobs.
You're just a fucking whore.
You are a man whore, Will. You should just... We're slut-shaming you now. See, now he knows. He understands the struggle, what it's like now to be a woman as well, to be slut-shamed and to be catcalled and to be sexually harassed and groped. And, so I think we should at least cut Will a little bit of slack that there are just certain boundaries that's not crossed yet. Because he crossed a lot of freaking boundaries by dressing up as a woman and all of that. So,
I don't think so. I don't think so, no.
Well, we don't pay you to think, Thunder.
Look who's talking right there.
We're not getting paid at all.
By the way, Thunder, our good friend, and actually, Deadly Serious has actually been on more episodes of the Will and Thunder Show than either of us. Just in the intro saying, "Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show." And that's played on every show, and we've missed shows, but
right.
Deadly Serious hasn't. But he had a message for me to give to you on the show. He said, and this is a quote, that you're a fag and a poser for not being there.
Oh, really? Look, man.
He said,
I'm
not done. He also said that there's that between the two of us, there's only one metal guy on this show, and it ain't you.
Okay.
I'm not a guy.
Wow.
Well, he also said, Chris. He also said that you're metal than you have more metal in your right foot than both of us two knuckleheads in our entire body.
Actually, technically, I do have more metal in my left knee because I am literally made of metal. I have metal in several body parts. So, I'm actually the metal cyborg, if you want to know the truth.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so bring it, Arnold, bring it. I'm not
right
scared
now,
of Terminator.
I'll just say right now that you don't know how much it broke my metal heart to not be down there. And, well, we talked days before the show right there, and, we haven't done a story yet about a bass player dying, and him looking down on me like that. We have a story.
The Dead Serious jet. Why didn't the Dead Serious copter come and pick up Thunder? If they, come on, you guys are rock stars. Get it together.
The Psycho Dyke got it.
Oh,
or maybe it was the guy who was supposed to play Oprah that was supposed to pick you up. So.
Well, I'll tell you
go.
what. The bass player just died right now.
Oh no, we need you, Thunder.
Thunder, it's okay. It was a tongue-in-cheek comment.
It's okay. We love you.
I don't love myself right now. Look, you guys, do me a favor. You guys carry the show real quick. I got to call my support guy right now.
Hold on.
I carry the show for a second. I'll be right back.
Wait, Thunder's
carry the show for a
calling
second. I'll
from
be right
the trash
back.
can again. Where the hell did everyone go? Hello?
I'm here.
Why were you muted?
I had to do something, but what happened to Thunder?
Yeah, the aliens, Oprah's henchmen came for him. This is really weird. And which is weird because Justin just asked me where Professor Slaughter is, and he was on the show the last time Thunder disappeared for no reason, so I'm sensing a connection here. Oh, there he is now. Thunder.
What happened, Thunder?
Hello. I told you I had to call my support group right there. Give me a second here.
Can you save the alien anal probes for after the show? I thought we all agreed.
He wasn't an alien probe. I had to call my, my guy. You go to AA meetings, you got that guy? Well, I've got a bass player meeting group that I've started up, and, I had to call somebody.
Well, do it after the show. Come on, time is money.
Well, man, I had a moment right there. Look, I almost relapsed.
See what I have to deal with?
You're not a bass player. You think you got it bad. Hey, do me a favor tomorrow. You go pick up a bass guitar, learn a couple chords, and tell me what happens.
I'll probably be in the hospital after getting shot by Jerry Lee Lewis, so what's your point?
Okay, exactly.
So I have to know
Thunder,
before we move along with the show.
Thunder,
Will,
you know that. Hold on. You know Dead Lee loves you, right?
Yeah.
I guess. Nobody loves me. I'm a bass player.
Thunder, shut up. I love you.
My wife doesn't even love me. She just tolerates me because I do dishes.
That's a wife's job.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, no, and honestly, look, I'm more down on myself for missing that show than anybody else could be, so it doesn't matter. And look, I'm glad you guys had a great time, and I can't wait for the DVD. I'm going to buy one, and I'm going to watch the show 10 times over. So anyway, I'm still good.
But I still want to hear about Will's experience on stage because he hasn't gotten to that part yet. We heard about all the build-up before the show. And
let's get to it. Let's do this. All right. So you come on stage. There's a drum head with Oprah's face on it.
Hold on. Let me get to that. There's a lot of build-up there. I mean, I know we're kind of, we've got a guest coming and we've got a, couple of bits coming up, but it's all good. I can explain this. But it was like an arena. It was like an arena act, like being, being backstage with like Motley Crue or something, because you had people running around. You had backstage. You had producers and directors and everything running around. 5 minutes to showtime. All that stuff. So we're all.
Did you get your own groupies?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
I'm a married man. I'm pretty sure that I could have gotten groupies at the after party, but I'm a married man. But then we, so they come back and it's like we're side stage and you can see the reflections of the lights over the barrier for the side stage and everything, and you can hear the music. There's an AC/DC song playing that was before the that was going to be the last thing that was played before the band started. And during the AC/DC song, there were, the guitar player would hit just a note on his guitar, just to make sure he's in tune and stuff like that. And every time he did that, the crowd just went nuts. I mean, it was intense. And then they come out, and the first song they did was Lawn Care Studs, which is a tribute to all the lawn care professionals world over, and but the second song that was played was Who's on Oprah, which of course was me. And Deadly Serious, he says, we've got a really special guest that flew all the way in from Chicago just to be part of this show. She's a really great Dead Serious fan, and she loves the band. And here she is, it's Miss Oprah Winfrey. And then I come out, and there's like a mixture of laughter and applause and all that stuff, and but the drummer has these two heads on the front of his bass drums, and they're both Oprah's face. I walk up to it, just kind of casually. I didn't even look at the crowd. I just walked over to the drum heads, and I just kind of kissed my fingers and just kind of popped it on the front of the drum. Then I turned around, and everybody addressed. Everybody starts going nuts, and I reached in and I threw I reached into the bag that I had and I threw the two Will and Thunder Show shirts out into the audience, and they were both caught from what I could tell. Everything that was, it was really cool. I jumped around and headbanged, almost lost my wig a couple times, and then I got off the stage, and that's
your weave almost fell out.
Yeah, almost.
Awesome.
But
you mean to tell me there are two people on Earth right now who have a Will and Thunder Show shirt, and I don't even have one? This is not right. This is a gross error.
Oh, it's awesome.
I don't have one yet either.
Oh, you have one.
All right, well, then I don't feel bad.
Well, I bought them all. And I still don't have one. So we're in the works of getting you one. And look, no, I know, but look, no. And we have one coming for you, Chris, as well.
Oh, I'm in no hurry. Well, I am.
Either am I, Look,
whenever we do.
It's only 45 degrees outside, so I don't need a shirt.
Yeah, you guys are really getting it out there. Meanwhile in California, it's nice and sunny today. I actually had the doors open most of the afternoon. And I kept wishing all my friends back east were here with me instead of freezing their butts off wherever they are.
And now, actually, Chris, just to let you know, we had these two extra shirts right here that we were going to use, or not use, but one was for me and one was for you.
Oh, well, thanks, guys.
And what we decided to do is we wanted Will to have one to wear at the show. I was going to wear mine at the show when we were to send you yours. But what happened was I couldn't make it there, and as a promo thing, we decided to take my shirt and your shirt for right now and throw it out to the crowd.
Well, I was just about to say I would rather spread the good news about the show, and maybe somebody out there, we have gained a new listener by one of these good people that have caught a shirt, and that's totally
by the way,
with me.
if the people that are
we're gonna get some more shirts. We're gonna actually. All right, go ahead, Will.
If the people that are in the chat room, if one of them had a shirt, please let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and the thing is, we're gonna get some more shirts made, and actually, I'm gonna get my shirt, and you'll get your shirt, and we're going through actually, and I want to go ahead and plug the company because they're a really good company and they do good work. Vistaprint is the one we went through, and the shirts came out fantastic. I've seen Will's shirt and a picture with Will wearing the shirt. It's awesome, man. It looks awesome. So
we're
gonna get shirts.
We're gonna have more pictures of your experience at the Dead Serious show on our Facebook, right?
Yeah, we are. And
another thing is, one thing. So, and the thing is, man, if you guys are interested in getting some Will and Thunder apparel, let us know. And if you guys are interested, you guys are willing to buy some, let us know. And, maybe we can get some more shirts. I mean, we can get more shirts made up. We can probably get hats done or what's have you, stickers or whatever.
Offer your suggestions
let us know if you guys are interested.
You would like stickers or keychains or whatnot, and, because we're all about shameless self-promotion. And
there's nothing wrong with that. But I mean,
let me go ahead.
So all of us will have shirts, and the one cool thing is that I was thinking of, if you guys are into it right now, once we get all the shirts, me, you, and Chris get shirts, we need to take pictures in some locations here. And maybe get a couple
we'll
pictures
talk about
of
that
us.
a little more, but we gotta
I understand it.
We're running out of time. We're running out of time. Let me wrap this up quick, and then we'll bring Scary Justin in. But
okay. Well, are we gonna do the 5 words, or are we not doing those?
We're gonna try.
We gotta move it along.
Okay.
But
all right.
Anyway.
All right. Here we go.
After the show, of course, was amazing. All the guests were amazing, and then the coolest part was at the very end during the Dead Serious finale when Deadly brought all of the cast and crew up on the stage and introduced them individually, and and then at the very end of it, he says, "We're not joking." And then all of us, everybody in the theater, everybody on stage, everybody in the other auditorium in the King Center for the other show, probably we were that loud. They all probably shouted too. We're dead serious, and it was. I got to say that this was probably the most incredible freaking weekend that I've probably had in my adult life. You know, it's definitely in the top 5. It's probably number 1 considering I've been a dead serious fan and known these guys for so long. So, I mean, it was, yeah.
And I'm so happy for you, Will, that you got to experience that, being a fan for as long as you guys have, and the fact that it was this magical show that made that all possible, and that you are not only part of the show as an observer, but also in the show. So that's just beyond awesome.
Yeah, it was. I loved every minute of it, and Chris, if you're listening, Chris Deadly, if you're listening, thanks again for letting me be a part of it.
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you first of all to Dead Serious for letting us be a part of this, you and us being a part of this show right there. I mean, because, you know how big of a fan I am for those guys, and, man, I know I missed out on one of the greatest things right there. And, Dad, dude, you're right. You know, I'm lame, and, hell, I should have come there, and I should have cut my leg off and crawled there, Army style, the whole way there. And you're right, buddy, and I love you more than anything in the world. You know I respect you as much. And, it was just a nice thing that, you know what, that between us and Dead Serious, that this whole thing kind of came together. And watch out, guys, because DVDs are going to be circulating in the probably near future. So we'll, as soon as you hear more about what's going on with the DVD for the show, you'll let us know what's going on.
Oh, yeah. All the updates will get on our Facebook page and all other social media sites. You know, we will definitely keep you guys posted on everything, all the turning events of when that DVD is going to be in your stores, and when you guys get the chance to see Will in his shining moment, portraying the most iconic role of Oprah, the richest woman in the universe.
And that's right. And when the DVD comes out.
And on that happy note, we should play 5 words.
Okay.
Very good.
Hey, real quick. And when the DVD comes out, Will, on the show, you need to scream to everybody, you get a DVD. You get a DVD. Everybody gets a DVD.
Well, now then they might want one for free.
We don't have Oprah money.
You buy a DVD. You buy a DVD. Everybody buys a DVD.
Yeah, every time we say you get a DVD, we have to do this to make sure everyone knows.
That works.
You buy the DVD.
All right.
So, all right, let's get Justin in here and let's play 5 words.
All right, 5 words. Here we go.
Dan.
Hello. What's up?
Oh, you're Gail to our Oprah. We love you.
What's up, Justin? What's up, Justin? How you doing today, man?
You get to follow Dead Serious. How does that make you feel?
Yay! Come on, Dad. You guys want a car?
Here's the difference. Here. We just talked Dead Serious. He's like dead reality.
Yeah. All right, let's do 5 words so that we can get into the horror movie trivia. We're trying to do this thing every week.
Exactly.
Today we've got 5 words you don't say in court. And Scary Justin, do you have 2 of them?
Yeah, I just only come up with 2. I'll probably get some better ones later on.
Well, let's get them now.
Yeah, we're pressed for time, so 2 should do it.
Okay, the first one was like, tell it to the judge. And the other one I have is this show over yet?
I like the second one. The second one's awesome right there.
How about you, Trevor? What do you got?
I got I'm going to go with, I've got a bunch of them, so I'm going to go with 3 real quick. I slept with the prosecutor.
That's 6 words, fucker.
No, it's not.
That one doesn't count. I slept with the prosecutor. Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah,
okay.
That's 5
Look,
words,
man, look. I was counting syllables, all right?
This isn't a haiku. This isn't 5 haikus.
Okay, that's why I'm not an English teacher, all right? That's why I'm not an English teacher. That's why I'm on the radio. Thanks for playing.
English? I know.
Another one I have is...
Me fail English? That's impossible.
My gun's making me itch.
Oh God.
And this is my last one. Don't judge me, you asshole.
Well, how about you,
That's
Thunder? What
awesome.
have you
I
got?
like that one.
Okay. You related to Judge Judy?
That's my favorite one. I love Judge Judy.
Screw. Are you ready? Screw this. I'm double parked.
You know what? I can't top that. I mean, now I wish I would have gone before you because those are like the two best ones. Like that's a perfect capper. All right,
so
go
what?
for it.
So what? I did it.
The OG trial.
Exactly. I should have put glove don't fit, can quit.
Oh. Well, I have two.
And that was on the top of my head. Wow,
they're
really?
Not nearly.
Are we done yet, bitch?
Oh God. Yeah, yours is the best.
Do we get
Thunder.
popcorn now?
What's under the robe, Your Honor? I know this sounds like 6
I'm
words,
going to recycle
but hold
one
on.
that I used last week. Oh, go ahead.
Now, here, this one, it sounds like 6 words, but the last word is a conjoined word right there. It's what's under that robe, Your Honor? You got to say it the right way. You can't say Your Honor. You got to say Your Honor.
Yana.
Your Honor.
So, all right. Chris, what are yours? And then we'll go ahead and play a song from our guest, and then we'll come back and do Scary Justin's movie trivia.
You know what? I'm only going to use one. I'm just going to use one, and that is, will this 20 be enough?
That's a good one. Damn, Justin.
And, all right, cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to
Okay, hold on. I've got one more real quick. I got one more. You ready?
Time, Thunder.
All right, go for it.
You're looking at your lawyer going, I paid you? I'm fucked.
Oh, that was amazing. That was one of our best 5 words so far.
This is one of my favorite new things that we do on a show right there. Because right here, and I have so many that I could use if they had like 6 words or
5
4 words.
It's harder.
But 5 words, you really have to get the cadence down right. I love that whole thing right there. It's beautiful.
Okay, so what are we doing since we're a little bit behind schedule? So what are we doing, Chris?
Real quick, we're gonna play a tune from our guest tonight, the amazing Norman Skinner, who is the frontman of more bands than I could shake a stick at. He has more bands than most women have pairs of shoes. So let's play one of his awesome bands, which I think this song is the perfect segue to Scary Justin's horror movie trivia. So we're going to rock it out right now with a tune called Hell Scream, which I'm sure you're all going to love. So let's take a listen. Norman Skinner, Hell Scream, the name of the song and the band. Let's rock it out on the Will and Thunder Show.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for...
got some pipes.
I know, right?
That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely some pipes right there. God bless America.
I was not expecting that, honestly. But the funny thing was when I saw that picture that you had put up of him on the show page, I was thinking for some reason he reminded me of Ripper Owens. Now he reminds me of Ripper Owens in more than one way.
Well, when I saw a picture of him too, who he kind of reminded me of is Pantera. But I mean, wow. I mean, fuck, those vocals were ridiculous. And yes, there's my word right there, ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
That's right.
Let's go ahead and do some Scary Justin's horror movie trivia and
Scary Justin.
When we
come on now, bring it in there.
When our guest gets here, then we'll bring him in and let him do a little trivia as well. But this is
until he gets here, let's play a little horror movie trivia. And
I'd like to play a game with you.
Help me, I'm scared.
Scary Justin's horror movie trivia on the Will and Thunder Show.
All right, welcome. What's up, Justin? What's up, Scary Justin?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, man? How you doing this?
No, we gotta explain real quick how we do this because just to make sure that everybody knows that this is a competition here. Basically, it's the Will and Thunder Show against Scary Justin, and this is the third week that we've done it. And right now the series is tied 1-1. Scary Justin won, Will and Thunder Show won. So tonight's a tiebreaker, but this is going to be ongoing throughout the year. And at the end of the year, the last show that we do of the year, we're going to crown a champion, whether it's us or whether it's him. And we'll have some type of prize if we win, or if Justin wins, and if we win, then Justin better have some type of a cool prize for us. So right now it's 1-1. Let's go.
Okay. Got the paper ready? Okay, let's see. All right, I got one. This one's from 2009. It's about a mousy librarian who inherits her father's movie theater, where she makes videos of her killing people and shows them as short films.
I've seen the damn movie. I've seen it. Oh man, what the hell is the name of that movie?
I've heard of this movie.
Oh man,
Sexualized and Videotape? I don't.
No.
Throw a bomb over the train. I'm just kidding.
No. Oh wait a minute. No, I'm thinking of a different movie. The movie I'm thinking of is has to do with this movie crew goes into some mental institution and they find snuff film footage, and the producer decides to make real snuff films instead of fake ones, and forgets to tell the cast. So no, that's I got no clue.
Thunder, any thoughts? Any guesses?
Thunder. Where the hell are you?
Does not sound familiar. Actually, hold on. I got my own horror film going right now outside of my city right now. My German Shepherd is acting like there's a axe murderer out there.
Well, then maybe what we should do, because our guest just called in, so why don't we bring him in and maybe he has an idea and he can play some horror movie trivia with us. Let's bring him in. Hey, is this Norman?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. We are in the middle of horror movie trivia. Do you know anything about horror movies?
I mean, I've seen my fair share, but I'm not I don't follow a lot of cult movies, but I mean.
Well, you have the name. You have the name as Norman Skinner.
Right.
So now you have the Norman, as in like Norman Bates and Skinner, skinning people. I mean, is this just a name? Is this just a name, or is this kind of just saying?
No, that's actually my real name.
That's awesome, man. But it's like my name's Kevin Handy, and I'm not a handyman. I can't fix a whole lot of stuff. I can talk on the radio.
Kevin Thunder, and that's why, okay.
I know, but I
ruined my childhood.
It was my middle name.
Let's just go
what's
on
the
with
horror? What's the question? What's this horror question?
Well, see, if he gets this right, it's a point for Scary Justin anyway, because that wouldn't be really fair. But
no. This is a hard game.
All right. Well, what was the question, Justin? Go ahead and re-ask that.
All right. It's from 2009, and it's about a mousy librarian who inherits her father's movie theater, where she makes videos of killing people and showing them as short films.
Gosh. I have no idea. I'm like thinking House on Haunted Hill, but I know that's not it. So sorry, guys.
So
I was
looks
thinking
like Scary Justin got the point. What is the name of the movie, Justin?
It is called All About Evil.
Oh, wow. Okay, well.
Never heard of
Yeah, they showed on Chiller a lot. It's on there. I just bought the DVD from the site a while ago.
Well, guys, we got to come from behind, because this is best.
Yes.
1 out of 3
All right.
or best.
2 more questions.
Yeah, 2 more questions. Okay, go for it.
All right, let's see. Okay, this one's from 1989. A boy discovers his parents are cannibals.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. See, now, Justin, you have to come out of the closet here somewhere here and give us something that we might know about here. To understand that they're cannibals. The life and story of... Go ahead.
Yeah, and also the father is like a mortician, too. That might help.
My girl?
Talk about bringing it to work.
One word. Yeah. Dinner time.
Exactly.
They ate Macaulay Culkin. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, look, he's still alive. He just looks like he's dead.
Oh.
I have no idea.
Thunder, Norman, any guesses? Anyone?
Yeah, liver. It's what's for dinner.
Yummy.
I have no idea.
Fair.
Justin, you're killing us, man.
Yeah,
go ahead.
All right, the movie's called Parents.
Son of a bitch, I've seen that movie.
And I'll tell you what, right now, that explains the whole thing that's going on in the United States right now, Parents. And it actually wasn't the dad wasn't the mortician, it's the son right there, and he's just doing it as an odd thing. He's like, look, man, my parents don't care what I'm doing. My mom's got to be at work at 6. My dad's at work at 7:30. I'm going to bring somebody over here, and you know what? Look, I'm going to make dinner. They come home, and they're like, oh, beef stroganoff tastes great. Anyway.
It's your guidance counselor. Yummy.
So this is the last question. This is where Scary Justin is just going to completely annihilate us. So go in for the kill, brother.
Yeah, in order to keep it alive, we have to get this one. Otherwise,
who's the guy with a knife on his hand? Oh, Freddy Krueger. I know that one. Who's the guy with pins in his face? Give us something we can work with here.
Damn it, I watched Nightmare on Elm Street movies all weekend, and there's not one question you can...
Okay, go ahead, Scary Justin.
Okay, this one will be a little bit easier. This one came out 2000 or so. I don't know what the date is on this one, but 2000-something. It's about inbred cannibals terrorized out-of-towners in Virginia. And it had a couple of sequels.
Oh, shit.
Is that Wrong Turn?
There's like a
I
thousand...
I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, man.
That
and I know
like
the
town
answer
I live in. Are you sure it's not?
I think somebody said it too.
Bakersfield. I'm going. That's my guess.
Yeah, I think Norman got it.
Oh, what did you say, Norman?
Yeah, wrong turn is correct.
Oh, sweet.
Norman.
All right. Kick ass.
Hey, glad I could help out.
Cannibals. They're in the desert.
So.
They're in the desert right there, and it shows them going through the house and killing the inbreds and all that in the movie?
Damn it!
What is it? It was House of a Thousand Corpses. Is that the movie it was?
No, it was Wrong Turn.
Okay, I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, I think Eliza Dushku was in that movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Way to go, Norman. You are better at...
Well, congratulations, Scary Justin. You've taken the lead on the series. It's now 2-1, Justin, to the
Now,
Will.
I have an idea, though. I have a question. And it's for and I'm not running this by the two of you, but anyway, from now on, the Scary Justin thing, if he whoops our butt, can we have one question to ask him? And if we trump him on one question, can we get the win?
No, not
that's up to you, Justin.
We should have a chance to at least ask him one question. So I think that's a good idea. But
so he gives us 3 questions, and if he wins, you know, out of the 3 questions, we get to ask him one question, and if we can trump him and stump him, from now on, we get the point.
Well,
wow.
What
do you think, Justin?
You're gonna get my panties in the bunch.
I don't think it's that. I don't think.
See, now look, now Scary Justin is scared Justin. I think I know enough that you'd be okay.
We'll have to consider the point system at a later time.
Real quick, like right now, it's right now tonight it's 3-0. What I think that we ought to do is maybe, maybe I don't know. We'll talk about
Actually,
this later.
It's not nothing because we won last week. Remember, I won for the team.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
But tonight
we are on the board.
But tonight is 3-0. But the series is 2-1, Scary Justin. So. But
it's 2-1 Scary Justin.
Where Justin whipped our butts. Congratulations to our esteemed Scary Justin.
Yeah.
Justin, we love you. We're just tired of getting our asses whooped. It's been 3-4 weeks here, and you're too good.
And thank you, Norman, for playing the game. And on that happy note, we're finally going to talk to you about your music and all that awesome stuff. So thanks, Scary Justin. We love you. We're going to work hard this week on thinking of a really good question to ask you. So thank you again. I will see you on the interwebs.
Yay.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks,
bye.
Justin.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Okay, cool.
Love Scary.
Well, all right. Well, welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. Anyway, Norman, man, thanks for playing along, man. Thanks for being a part of that little fun we have right there. And, man, I mean, you are the musician of musicians right here. You do everything.
Yeah, I guess horror movies and I sing. And
exactly. Look, I mean...
Yeah, you got a point.
You are the metal chameleon.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, I actually played one of your tunes a few minutes ago for the guys. They normally it's a rule of thumb on the Will and Thunder show that whenever we have a new band on the show that one of us has heard them, but usually not the other two. So
that's cool.
That way the responses to the music is organic and real. And so, what did you guys think of the Hell Scream song that I played a few minutes ago for you guys?
That was I'm going to steal Thunder's word. That was ridiculous.
It actually was. I mean, great vocals are. I mean, bellowing out deep and dark. I mean, it was awesome, man. It was a great song.
What song did you play?
What song was it?
It was the Hell Scream, the self-titled Hell Scream song.
It was the Screamer. It was the Ripper song.
I thought
and funny you said
song
Ripper.
Was a perfect segue to our horror movie segment. So
it is funny. It is funny that you said Ripper because I made the comment that when I first saw that picture of you on there, it kind of made me think of Ripper Owens, and then I hear the song. I'm like, okay, now it really reminds me. Not that you sound like him, but you've got this freaking piercing voice that scratches the stratosphere and with like all the
still deep and melodic and
yeah. So, have you ever met Ripper?
I have not met Ripper, but I get comparisons often. I get a lot of different comparisons. It depends on the band because I actually change my voice a lot depending. So like the other bands don't sound anything like that. So do something a little different with. But I like to change it up. I don't want to be frickin' AC/DC or something where every damn song sounds somewhat the same. So
right.
Well, I noticed that because I was looking you up today on YouTube, and the variety of music that you've done it's vast right there. And that's a big thing when it comes to being a vocalist, especially. I mean, there's a way to trap yourself, doing one thing, and if you can do many different things, and a lot of people say, if you do stuff like Ripper Owens, or you do stuff like, Iron Maiden, then you do something a little lighter, they're like, oh, well, he's selling out. No, but as a musician right there and as a vocalist, if you have that range and you have that ability to do different things, it opens up your avenues to do whatever you want to do musically.
Yeah, exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. People are like, when I first started expanding and doing multiple bands, they're like, why do you need more than one band? I'm like, well, I want to sing different. I can only do this style in this band, but I got this other music in me that I want to get out. So there you go.
Yeah, and that's awesome because I've said it on the show several times that at least me, my personal pet peeve with bands or musicians that go solo or have 25 million different side projects is when they constantly sound the same, where it's just, like, for example, the guys from Dream Theater all have 25 million different bands, and they all sound like variations of Dream Theater. So it's just, why am I listening to this? I could just listen to Dream Theater. It's kind of, so I like when someone...
I would say Ripper Owens falls into that category, too. I mean, I love a lot of his bands. He was in Iced Earth, he was in, Priest, Beyond Fear, but really they all sound somewhat similar when he's singing, so...
Yeah.
Right, and I like when a musician is able to do different things, and I'm in a punk band, or I'm in a melodic metal band, or I'm in a black metal band, and nothing sounds exactly the same. I like when a musician can do that.
Thanks, guys.
No, but I mean, seriously, and that's a real thing right there. When you're a musician right there, and you get together with three other guys right here, say you're in a 4-piece right there, and you guys make your music, and like, this is the style that we're doing, and everybody has an idea, and you guys get your direction, you go there. Now, I mean, with any musician, when it comes to either being a musician or an artist or a writer or whatever, you're not going to write the same thing every time. There's going to be some changes. You're going to have some ideas that you have, and there's nothing wrong with that. I can sit there and I can listen to Suicidal Tendencies one day, listen to bands like Live one day, and listen to bands like Extreme the next day, or listen to, ripping guitar from, Van Halen or the next day. And the thing is, as a musician, and if you're in a band and people know you and, this is what they expect from you is one thing, but as a musician, I mean, you have different emotions, different feelings, and you want to play different stuff. I mean, you want to write something a little bit different. You want to express yourself different. It's the same thing if you walk around monotone talking to everybody your whole life. Yep, I just want a cheeseburger. I mean, literally, but people who listen to music expect that from musicians. Look, I want to hear Metallica as Metallica is. They don't want to hear the change of it. And then when they do change, it's like, oh, they're selling out. No, they're not selling out. What they're doing is, you know what? They've had this in them the whole time. But they've done this part so long, when it comes to the evolution of them evolving, you have to evolve with them a little bit.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know about St. Anger, but anyway.
Neither do I, and I understand that.
I've had trouble evolving with Metallica. Back in the day, they were one of my absolute favorite bands.
Me too.
Every time they put out a new album, I'm open-minded. I'm like, oh, maybe this is the one where they're going to return to form. Maybe this next one. And then Lulu happened. Oh, no.
Yeah, I gave up on Metallica after the whole Napster debacle.
And then that was just a name I threw out there. I was just saying, I'm just saying. I mean, and it's one of those things.
Yeah, some bands are great at evolving. There are some bands. Like, I know we always bring up this band every freaking show, but another example, my personal favorite example of a band that used to constantly evolve and sound different every album is Queensryche. And it's just, that's what I love about them, is that you're never going to get the same two albums twice.
Right.
You know, they always did, and even if you didn't appreciate the sound they were going for, like on some of their albums from the 90s, for example, I always respected that they tried. Like, you know what, we could sit on our laurels and be the American version of Iron Maiden for the rest of our career, and that might work, but fuck it, we're just going to take a chance and do something else and try something different. And if people like it, cool. If they don't, then, you know, at least we gave it a shot.
Well, they're free to do what they want now. They're out of the Jeff tyranny, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna. Yeah, everyone knows how I feel about that one.
Somebody needs to let AC/DC know that, by the way, you guys have sold 37 albums with the same 3 chords. There's a 4th one, and throw that in there somewhere, and you'll have another new album, and then you got another 30 years.
But you know what? They're great at that. They're one of the few bands that can actually stay the same and always be what they are, and everybody's cool with it, and they don't need to change. And there are just some bands that are like that.
You know what you're
going to get with for you, Norman, when did you decide that, I mean, like, you've been doing this a long time, and what genre of metal did you necessarily start in, or when did you decide that you liked doing other kinds of stuff?
The reason I sing the way I do is, you know, I don't know which person I was talking to who was bouncing from extreme to live to suicidal.
That's me. It's Kevin Thunder.
Thunder, all right. So it's along the lines of what you're talking about, Thunder. Growing up, you know, I started off, I didn't have any, like, older siblings. I didn't have any older, you know, friends or anything that could turn me on to new music. I just had MTV. So growing up, it was like Twisted Sister and, you know, Motley Crue and just pretty much the glam era. And that's what I started off with. It wasn't until, like, middle school when all of a sudden people are like, check out Metallica, check out Faith Warning, you know, all these bands I'd never heard of. So I was a sponge. I was that guy that all the metalheads wanted to turn me on to new bands. Oh, dude, you never heard of this band? What? You know, so all of a sudden I'd be making these mixed tapes. Like, the younger kids won't know what we're talking about. You know, you'd take a blank tape and you'd tape over it.
Oh, I understand exactly what you're talking about right there.
Yeah. For all you whippersnappers out there, for all you youngins who don't exactly know what that means, it's basically a modern, or from our time, a version of sharing the songs off your iPod, like swapping songs off your iPod. Like, here's the song that I like.
You're sitting there at 2 o'clock in the morning and listen to your favorite rock station and wait for that song to come on, and your fingers at the record part right there. You know, on your tape deck right there. And as soon as you hear the first 3 licks right there, like, that's the one I want right there. And you record the song on a cassette tape. Dude, I remember those days. Look, me and you are a lot alike right there. And the thing is, it wasn't so much, you know, is this Kiss? No, it's not Kiss. But it's whoever it was at that point in time right there that, I mean, just grabbed a hold of you right there. It was that music right there.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, I love this. And making mixtapes right there. And it's a whole different thing right now. When people talk about mixtapes, they're talking about, oh, yeah, I got a mixtape right here. Check out the CD. No, look, man, what you're doing here is you got a keyboard and you're got some beats on there, and you're hitting a couple chords here and there with one finger on a keyboard, and you're rapping. That's not a mixtape. No, a mixtape is a actual tape that's clear and see-through that you bought at Radio Shack, and you put in your little tape deck right there, and you tried to record the songs without missing the first 2 seconds of it.
But who was that band for you, though, Norman? I mean, like what band?
And you gave it to your girlfriend.
Because it sounds like you and I have, like, a similar initiation story into metal, like, because I'm the oldest of 4 siblings, so I also, like, I had a couple of older cousins that listened to, like, Black Sabbath and stuff, but most of the metal music I found as well was by myself, and through, you know, back in our day we had Metal Edge and all those magazines and Headbangers Ball and stuff like that, so what was the band for you that made you be like, this is what I want to do?
Well, it's hard. Okay, well, my singing style came from the mixtapes because I'd be singing, you know, 1 minute I'd be singing Testament, the next minute I'd be singing Skid Row, you know, so I just got used to changing it up. but it wasn't. It was in high school. This was completely by accident. So I'm going to tell you really quickly my origin story because I think that's what you want to know, right? So
a little bit, yeah, sure.
So in middle school, I'm watching, videos by like Poison and Motley Crue, and I'm like, I want to get laid like these guys are getting laid, right?
That's right. Look, I want to be a fucking rock star, dude.
Yeah, I mean, F the music, F the fans, I want the chicks. So I said to my parents, I want to be a guitar player, I want a guitar. So they buy me this, secondhand classical acoustic guitar, and some Mel Bay Teach Yourself books. I have these little fat sausage fingers, right? I gave up after 2 weeks, threw the thing in the closet, and it sat there until my junior year of high school. Hanging out with this guy. He's telling me he wants to start a band. I give him the guitar, and I'm just hanging out, and they got this little band going, and they're going to play the school talent show. Well, it's 2 weeks before the show. I get a call from the other guitar player who I don't know that well, and he's like, hey, dude, we need you to sing for us at the talent show. I'm like, sing, dude? The only singing I do is in my underwear in my bedroom. What are you talking about? No one had ever heard me sing, and I sucked. I sucked real bad. But they didn't have anybody, and I was like that fifth Beatle that was hanging around. So I learned a couple songs, and we did the talent show, and we got disqualified because people were pitting and stage diving, and I was like, I want to do this.
That's so metal, awesome. Though. I mean, like...
I caught the bug, and the first bands that I was, like, really getting into at that time, and this was later because I was, a late bloomer with joining a band, but Metallica was huge. In high school, everybody was playing Slayer. I'm in the Bay Area, so it's, very thrash-based,
right.
Testament, Forbidden, stuff like that. And then I started getting into prog metal, and my ultimate favorite genre is heavy power metal, bands like Angel Dust, Mercenary, Iced Earth, stuff like that, where it's you got the European power metal sound, but you got the heaviness to it, not that Halloween Ed guy stuff. I mean, I like that, but I like the heavy edge to my stuff. So,
I'm the power metal person around here. I like the more dragons, the better. Like that's me.
Norman, see, mine's the opposite of your situation right there.
All right.
And it reminds me back when I was started playing music. Will was a guitar player. We got together and we started a band together. And I actually, with my deep voice and, no vocal range, was going to be the singer. And we sat there and we worked on things. We played a show, and it actually went to garbage because I don't have a voice. I can't sing. And this is in the late 80s, 90s genre right there.
All right.
And at that point is when I decided to go play bass guitar. I'm like, look, man, I can't sing a lick right here. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. We played a show when I tried to sing, and I was actually trying to rap rock before it was really cool.
There you go.
So it was like the opposite version right there. And, no, I know exactly what you're talking about right there. And that's what boosted my career, not my career. You have a career. I've got a couple shows under my belt, but anyway. But, yeah, that's the way it was right there.
I was just going to say, that's actually, your origin story, as you called it, is actually kind of a testament to your talent because, the way that you sound and as awesome as you sound, just to give the listeners and to give Will and Thunder an idea of how I came into Norman's music, I saw him opening up with one of his bands for A Sound of Thunder, and as we all know, that's a band we all know and love here at the Will and Thunder
Absolutely.
Show. So if you can imagine how mind-blowing it was to hear him and then to hear Nina after that, it was just like, this is fucking amazing. And, it is. It's a true testament to your talent that you started out like that to where you had virtually no knowledge or no training whatsoever and just decided you wanted to go for it and do this thing, and now you're fucking awesome. It's just like...
Yeah, in the early days, I think anyone that was in a high school band, you saw that there was a circle, and even in your local scene, it's like an inbred circle of musicians, right? They just bounce from band to band and do new formations. And I was looking around, I'm like, I don't want to be in a band with any of these guys. So I joined a band called Tramontane, and these guys were, almost 10 years older than me. But it was the best thing I could have done because they whipped me into shape. They schooled me constantly and told me, you have to get better and just drilled me. So, I paid my dues over the years, and I just, I'm always trying to get better and better and better. So
now, you were in a school band, you said?
No, I wasn't in a school band, but in high school, you know how you have your little metal bands or rock bands?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I was never, dude. I don't play any instrument. I have no talent.
Now, do me a favor real quick right now, and I want you to reiterate that statement right there, because that's bullshit from one end to the other right there. You have a lot of talent right there. My God. You said you have no talent. Look, you got more talent vocally than I have in my big toe right here. And my big toe is very, very talented in finding things that it should not find.
Well, we'll have him as a guest on the show next week.
No. I'm telling you right now, and you are phenomenal when it comes to singing. Right? I mean, honestly, take your talent and throw it out there right there. I mean, look, this is who I am, and this is what I do right here. And you're great. And we've heard one song from you. We're going to play a couple more as the night goes on. But you're great,
I was
man.
going to say if I wanted to, because I'm looking at the schedule here. Like, it's already the half of the hour. So why don't we play another song from one of your many awesome bands, and when we come back, we'll kind of talk a little bit more about all these different bands that you have and the differences between them, et cetera.
Now, I have a question here. Is Will Thunder there anywhere? Will, where you at? Man, where's the Will and Thunder show? Where's Will?
Will messaged me on Facebook, said he had to step away from the switchboard momentarily. He had a...
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that he was okay. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't abducted by aliens.
No, the aliens did not get him. He's totally fine. So,
and Norman, you're still there. You're still good. Then we have to let you know that we do have aliens that interrupt our show. We call it technical difficulties, but anyway, so we will play a song. Let's go ahead and rock this out,
We're going to play a song from your self-titled band called Skinner, and the song's called Orphans of Liberty. Do you have like a story about that song or anything in particular?
So what we did is we just released a video a few months back for that, and what we did is we had people in the armed forces or that had family or friends submit actual photos of them serving overseas, and we used it in the video. The song is basically just a dedication to our military and anyone that served or is serving in the armed forces, because the idea of Orphans of Liberty is, even though a lot of people don't agree with why our soldiers are where they are, we should still support them because they have no say. They're just following orders for our freedom,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's a song we can all appreciate around here, because I know me, myself, I come from a military family, and I know both Thunder, they have military relatives. And so, actually, I will check out, I meant to check the video out last night, but I was so busy uploading these songs last night that I kind of did not get around to that. So all right,
Chris, before you play the video, let me say something real quick. First of all, thank you for your family and the people who do that, because it's taken for granted so much. And the business I work in is hand-to-hand with people every day, and every time I see somebody if they have a hat on that says, veteran, whether it be Vietnam, Korea, and, thank you for giving me this opportunity to do what I'm doing tonight right here, to be on this radio and talk about whatever I want to talk about. It's a great thing. So it's great that you took your time as a musician to just put a song out there that says, thanks, guys. We appreciate what you do. Give us a chance to do what we want to do. That's awesome.
I feel the same way. I feel the same exact way, So, hopefully you guys enjoy this one.
Absolutely. So let's rock it out. Let's hear Skinner's Orphans of Liberty on The Will and Thunder Show.
We're far from home, but not alone.
Well, welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. It's Kevin Thunder right here. Hey, Norman, I'm going to tell you something right now.
Yep.
You got 6 letters in your first name, and they say Norman. But what I think you should change them after hearing that song right there, instead of Norman, to be The Man Skinner.
I like that.
I had to ask
seriously,
real quick,
man.
I had to ask real quick. I was reading your bios about all your different bands, and correct me if I'm wrong. With this band says that you have a 13-year-old guitar player. Is this correct?
He is now, I think, 17 or 18.
Jesus.
But he joined.
Wow.
He joined at 13. This band actually has 3 lead guitar players, so that's why you hear so much killer shredding and riffing. Is all 3 of them right together, and they all, like, when you watch us live, your eyes, you never know which guy to look at because they're all moving around and shredding.
So live, you have all of them playing?
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're scum! We suck!
Dude, that is so awesome right there. I mean, and I've dreamed of things like that. You know, I'm a bass player myself right there. And now to play with, like, one great drummer, or to play with 2 of them that could, you know, follow and, you know, just sit there and do riffs and things like that together. But to have 3 lead guitar players, I mean...
It's awesome. It really is.
Oh, absolutely it is right there, because, you know, you got 2 to play lead. I mean, the fill right there. And, I mean, that explains some things right there. Do you guys play with 3 guitar players all the time?
Yeah, it's part of the band. 3 guys, and when we craft the songs,
man,
you know
when you listen to bands in the '80s and the harmonics when it comes to vocals right there, and you hear these vocals and they're so powerful. That explains a lot to your guitar sound right there. If you got 3 guitar players and you're throwing harmonies in there and a lead on top of it, that's fucking ridiculous, man.
I'm back, by the way.
To do. Hey,
do me a favor. Norman, do me a favor. If your bass player ever dies, let me know. I will divorce my wife. I will set my kids up for adoption. I will come play with you.
When you're in California, you wouldn't have to do that much.
Oh, yeah, I got family in California. They'll put me up, dude. I'm telling you.
Out here, you know, I'm trying to do that.
Wow.
Not gonna happen.
That is so awesome right there. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, this guy right here doesn't, you know, it's not going to happen, whatever. Will right here, one of the greatest rhythm guitar players I've heard in my life. His writing style and just the way he plays is awesome.
Awesome.
But to have a rhythm guitar player and 2 lead guitar players or 3 lead guitar players who know rhythm, which is a big difference.
Yeah.
People who don't know music right there, I mean, there's a difference between a rhythm guitar player and a lead guitar player right there. If you know rhythm,
the main thing is if you have 2 guitar players who can just shred, like Iron Maiden, like Judas Priest, like you know, Thin Lizzy or anything like that, they're going to put out great, incredible albums. But when you go see them live, you know, unless they've got a rhythm track playing, when they go to play the harmony guitar solo, all you're going to hear is that. You're not going to hear any rhythm guitar. And
right.
So I mean, that's not going to happen with this band because, you know, you've got 2 shredding at the same time, and then you've got another guy playing rhythm, which is probably had a lot to do with why Iron Maiden is now has 3 guitar players.
Well, yeah, I believe Norman was about to tell us right now about when you guys get together and construct your songs, as you were saying. And
yeah, we actually brought up, so when we first formed, we only had 2, and we brought on our 3rd guitar player to do a couple guest solos and stuff, and he hadn't played in like 12 years, but he was just an absolute monster. So we kind of pulled him out of retirement, and the idea was if we're going to have 3 guitar players, you know, not Iron Maiden's changed it a little bit, but really, you know, 2 of the guys are always playing the same damn thing, and then you got one guy.
Right.
We didn't want to be like that. We're like, everyone's going to be playing something different the majority of the time, except when we just want it to really feel full. So when they sit down together, they craft, and they just sit down, 3 of them, and work out different harmonies and different, you know, alternate picking patterns of things, and just how to play off of each other. So it sounds really like 3 separate guitar players, you know, all doing their thing. Two of the guys songwrite, and the third guy just shreds. He doesn't write any music. So.
That's awesome, man. That kind of reminds me of, you remember being a kid and when you had to go to music class. And you had to sing or you had to go to, whatever they called it, their music class or choir or whatever. And you had to do, row, row, row your boat in different sets right there. It's the same thing right there. Yeah, doing it in rounds right there, but doing it with, a little articulation and a little bit of genius to it, and that's what you guys have done with the guitars right there. That is
Thunder,
unbelievable.
if you say right there
awesome.
one more time, I'm going to crawl through this phone and I'm going to smack you.
You go ahead. Could you come to this phone? If you think you can smack me, look, man. I'm going to tell you something right now, right here, right then. I don't know what to...
Do not make me break up another fight.
Oh, you won't break it up. I'll break it up. He might be bigger than I am, but I'm tougher, so it doesn't matter.
Break it up, Thunder. You already fucked up one of your knees. We can't afford you being completely incapacitated.
Well, King Diamond can do it in a wheelchair. Why not?
Well, yeah,
That's
you know
right.
what? And yeah, the guitarist of Psychotic Waltz also shreds in a wheelchair. So you know what? Why not?
There you go. Right? Well, there's a will.
Exactly.
There's a way. No pun
Look,
intended,
man.
but there's a will. There's a way.
Yeah, there's a will, right?
Awesome.
That's right.
So, obviously we've been listening to your bands, and while there is obviously the similarity of your voice being part of them, they're all, so far, vastly different. One band is doing this style, and so, I think that's really cool.
I make a conscious effort to try to keep the styles different. Skinner's more of a classic metal band with, some thrash influence and, some power metal thrown in. Hellscream is like speed metal, just, screaming, just in your face. And then, the third band we haven't heard from yet, Dire Apparel, is completely different. We're straight up American power metal, but everything is science fiction based, so we're a sci-fi power metal band. So
yeah, it had a lot of progressive elements to me. And actually, I wanted to ask a little bit about that, and I'm not sure if I read that right on your Facebook, but is this album that you just did with Dire Apparel or the next one that you're working on now, are you guys working on a concept album based on the Transformers, or did I read that wrong?
No. So the album that's coming out, I'm trying to wrap this up real fast. So initially, I was brought on board, hired to do a full album. I loved the way it was turning out and our writing style, so I joined permanently and told them they didn't have to pay me any more money. And we split the album into 3 separate EPs, and the format was to just have 3 originals and 1 cover song on each one. So we released the first 3 songs with the cover of Godzilla on the first album that everyone absolutely loved. This last one we did 3 songs with the cover of Boston's Something About You. This third one that's coming out in March has 3 more new songs and then a cover of the theme song for Transformers from the 1986 movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds pretty cool.
What was the theme from Transformers from the movie? I don't remember.
It was by Lion. Transformers!
Oh, okay.
Remember that one? Yeah.
Yes,
Holy
I
crap,
do.
I do not
The
think
original.
we've ever had anybody sing for us on the show
The actual
like that.
movie. It was the movie where half the Autobots just got devastated and killed off in 5 minutes, and every kid was like, "What the hell's happening?"
Yeah.
And then we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and talking about doing with it coming out on a track right there, and I just wanted you to say one time in the voice of Optimus Prime, Autobots, rock out. Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Now,
I thought it would be awesome.
We just had Norman sing the actual theme in his most amazing metal voice.
I know.
That was kind of an anticlimax there. We've never had anyone sing live on the show like that before.
I know. Talk to my wife about the anticlimax. I'm joking. That was a joke.
Our next
I was trying to
album,
make good radio.
Our next album after this one is our first full length, and it's 11 tracks, and every song is based on a sci-fi movie.
Oh,
really?
wow.
So
That'll be
it's a
really
completely themed album, yeah.
Wow,
without anything giving anything away, can you give us a few of the the movies that you're talking about?
I can tell you as many of them as I can remember. So we're doing some older ones. The album's written. We just haven't started recording it. So all the songs are done. We got a Forbidden Planet from way back when. We got the Queen of the Universe, which was that Zsa Zsa Gabor one way back. We got the Day the Earth Stood Still, K-Pax, Event Horizon, both Space Odyssey movies. We have, there's so many, Predator, Total Recall. I know I'm missing a bunch. I mean, there's a ton on there. But, Chronicles of Riddick, we do a whole Riddick song, Starship Troopers. So, gives you a good idea. We're kind of little of everything.
So basically all of our listeners out there who are also, because many metalheads are also lovers of sci-fi and or fantasies, so for those of you out there who love the sci-fi, you actually now have a metal band staying your head to as you watch your fantasy movies or your sci-fi movies or whatnot. I'm more of a fantasy person myself, so forgive me my error.
I was thinking one time of just thinking it would be really cool to do like a concept album of based on the reboot of Battlestar Galactica.
But I never even watched the original Battlestar Galactica.
You could go watch the reboot, never having seen the original, and you'd still think it kicks ass. So
I remember growing up and seeing the was it Buck Rogers or something?
Buck Rogers.
Beginning.
Tweet.
Yeah, and I always thought
that was one of my favorites right there.
I always thought those guys, the bad guys with the little they were metal and they had kind of almost like Knight Rider, their eye thing went back and forth red.
Exactly. That was Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I saw the commercials and I saw bits and pieces, but I never watched. But I always thought those dudes were pretty badass. So.
Oh, the reboot of Battlestar Galactica is incredible. It's like one of the best sci-fi series of all time.
I'll have to check it out. I mean, I have a little list of stuff when I'm working out. I watch old series or things that I couldn't keep up on, like everyone and their mom had seen Walking Dead, so I watched a bunch of seasons, and like Game of Thrones. So when I work out, I watch and catch up on all these shows. So I'll just add it to my list.
Cool. Did you have any questions, Will? Because I know that during our last segment that you had to step away for a little while. So.
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way, like I'm disinterested or anything. I think it's incredible what he's doing with the, especially with this concept album. Well, not really a concept album. It's a concept album, but it's a theme concept album.
It's like a themed album.
But
I think concept I'd have to think too much.
Yeah.
Well, are you touring right now, or which band are you touring with at the moment, or?
So right now I'm finishing up recording the actually Transformers. That's what I'm recording right now. I'm halfway through the song tracking, and then next is we start recording the brand new Skinner album. So I'm in studio mode. No, all shows are done for 2014 and nothing booked for 2015. So right now it's just studio time and getting. This would be my 12th and 13th albums that I'll be releasing. This next Dire Apparel and this next Skinner. So.
Hey, do me a favor. Would you do me a favor right there? You get busy and do something for some people right here. 12 or 13 albums. That's it.
You only got 3 bands now.
Quit sitting around right there. 12 or 13 albums. That's awesome, man.
For those of you out there who are always like, I'm not motivated, or I can't get it together to finish my album or record my songs. Like, you know what? You have no excuse. This guy is making albums while you are eating your cereal. So,
get out the toilet, get you some Captain Crunch, and you know what? Get on that keyboard or get on that guitar and do what you're doing right there and do something with it. That's awesome, man. Look, man, 12 or 13th album right here that you're working on right now. Look, that's a musician right there, and that's what we love right here. Is having somebody like that who's like, here's what it is right here. I'm a musician, and this is what I do, and enjoy it. That's awesome.
I mean, I still have the day job and the family and everything. I just, if you want something bad enough, you make the time. You just do it. You figure it out. So.
And that's right, exactly. I'm doing the same thing right here. I got a family, I have a real job, and I do this radio show with these two beautiful people I love, and we get to talk to people like you right here, and it just makes my life complete, honestly. It really does. I'm a musician like you are, and might not have the time to be in a band to play, on the weekends, but, on Tuesday nights, I'm a rock star because I have people like you on my show right here.
Right on it. Oh, yeah, you never know what you're going to talk about. Mixtapes and horror shows and who knows.
That's right.
Well, cool. I was going to ask if there were any more Dire Peril shows coming up, or, because you guys put on a great show when I saw you guys a few months ago, and, if you guys were on the road anytime soon, I'd try to check you guys out again and all that. So, yeah, you guys, all of you on the East Coast who always get to see a Sound of Thunder every other day, you guys really missed an awesome show when they came out this way and brought Norman and his band along, because I think that was a great show.
Yeah, we did 2 days. We played with them the next night too, which was really fun. That was in our hometown, so we got a lot of our fans to come out and show them some love and support. And then Nina is mad at us though right now.
Why?
Because she heard that we were doing Transformers, and she got mad at, what is his name, Josh, I think? And she's like, I told you I wanted to do that song, and now they're doing it. So I guess we beat them to the punch, so she's a little pissed off.
Maybe you guys can get her to guest on one of the songs or something.
Thunder and I were in a band years back, and I had this idea to do a cover, and I was basically voted down. Oh, no way, no, there's no way that that song could ever be done metal. And sure enough, the band split up. But not even a year later, guess what I hear on the radio? I hear Disturbed's version of Land of Confusion, and it sounded
I think they did a great job.
Yeah, and it sounded.
This is my favorite, my favorite new rock band of all times, and yes,
it had.
Well, not really new anymore.
It was like very close to what I had, playing in my mind for doing a cover of that. I mean, it was really close to what I had. I'm like, yeah, okay, couldn't do anything metal with that. Okay, got anything else for me there, Cupcake?
Absolutely, I do, because they fucking rocked out. Shout. I mean that's Disturbed right there, and Disturbed is the best. All right, let me stop right now. The best band right now that is a metal band that is, I'm going to say new since Metallica and all that, is Disturbed. And every album they put a cover song on there, or the albums that I really enjoy. When you listen to those songs right there, they put so much thought, and to make them a rock song, to take a pop song and make them that, well, look, yes, Will, you had the idea, but they did it right.
You never even gave me a chance to present my idea.
Yeah, you never gave them a chance. How are they going to do?
Hey, listen, Oprah.
Oh, shut up.
You're not always right. You can give a. All right. Give everybody whatever you want to. Give them a whale. Give them a hello. Whatever.
So,
you get a hello. Anyway.
I need to inform our listeners real quick who are still hanging out with us. The show technically is going to end on Blog Talk Radio at the top of the hour, but we will go into overtime if Norman wants to hang out with us and chat a little more and help me break these guys up every 5 seconds from fighting.
Why not?
What's that?
I said, why not?
All right, cool. So, even though the show is going to end on Blog Talk Radio in the next 5 minutes, we are going to continue on, and the remainder of what you guys aren't going to hear right now will be uploaded to YouTube within 24 to 48 hours. So all of you listening right now, or for Norman's fans overseas who did not get to listen to this show live, there will be an upload to YouTube in the next day or so everyone can hear the entire interview in its entirety and all the good stuff that is going to happen after the end of the hour. So I guess we'll play the last song then right now, since we've got time. And that would be Dire Peril, since we've been talking about them. And this is the short version of Space Invaders. So Do you have a story about that or anything?
No, this song, as I mentioned, when I was brought on board at first, I was hired, so all I was given the lyrics to all the songs to record. So all I did is I basically took the lyrics they had, chopped them up, added my 2 cents to everything, and then, came up with all the melodies and whatnot. So the guitarist of the band, Jason Ashcraft, he's a huge gamer, a huge sci-fi guy. So, what Space Invaders, 80s Atari game, why not?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to ask if it was about the game, so that just answered my question. All right, cool. Space Invaders, Dire Peril. We will be back with Overtime on the Will and Thunder Show. Thanks, everyone, for listening, but we are going to continue on, so let's listen to the track. Rock it out. All right, we're back on the Will and Thunder Show. Where did everybody go?
Okay. I'm right here, man. I was waiting for Will to come back in here right there and say, welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. But anyway, can you hear me?
I'm here.
I have no idea. Are you there, Will?
Yeah.
Okay, look. Usually you come back in there, we're like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah, nobody gave me a cue, like, I'm not here.
No, I had to run and do something real quick. I thought the song was longer than that. I thought I had a, I'm laid back.
Will, that's what you get for thinking.
I'm
Stop thinking.
Actually, in fairness, the studio version of the song is about 6.5 minutes. So I actually played the radio edit because for time reasons we knew we couldn't do the whole 6.5 minutes. So sorry about that.
Well, Norman, what do you think about the song, man? How did it sound on the radio?
I'm not used to hearing that version at all. It's like it's edited together. Like there's a lot of more harmony, guitars, and solos, and then there's a whole different lyrics and vocals at the end that sing differently. I'm like, oh yeah, where's all that shit?
That's actually from your YouTube video. So when I saw there was a shorter version, I'm like, oh good, we can play this song because you had requested us to play this song, and like, 6.5 minutes. I don't know if we can do that. So I tried to think of something else, and then I came across this and it'll all work out. So cool.
I'm just going to let you know, Norman, by the way, that song was awesome. If you missed a lot of pieces to that song, I don't understand how you can make it a whole lot better because it was awesome. But, throw some more pieces in there and we're good.
Do you listen to Hair Nation at all, Norman?
I do, yeah, with Dee Snider. Oh, no, you're talking about not House of Hair. You mean Hair Nation just on streaming, right?
On Sirius Satellite, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about when you're talking about that version. It's like there's a whole bunch missing and things are like for some reason. I mean, they don't do this on really any other song that I've noticed other than this one, which happens to be probably in my top 50 favorite songs, which is "Love Kills" by the Vinnie Vincent Invasion, and they've chopped that song up, put like verse 2 at the end of verse 1 and cut the guitar solo in half, and it's just the song, there's no resemblance to, what was released on the album. And the funny thing is that song in its entirety is only about 5 minutes long, so I don't know, but they chopped it into like a 3-minute song.
It's like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed they do that on the Holy Diver solo, too, whenever it's played on radio or on the VH1 Classic, whenever they show the video. Like, they just chop up that solo so terribly, and just you're trying to rock out, and it's just, where the fuck did the solo go? So wrong.
Yeah, but Love Kills is like one of my favorite 80s metal power ballads of all time. I think it probably is my favorite one. And, and Vinnie Vincent Invasion was such an underrated band, and they got to take that one song and chop it up, but they don't do it with any others. What gives?
Yeah, I didn't know about Vinnie Vincent Invasion until after the fact when I was listening to Slaughter.
Oh, okay.
So I worked my way backwards, so to speak.
Yeah. But they were definitely an incredible band. It's a shame that Vinnie, if Vinnie hadn't been such a douche, then there would have never been a Slaughter. But there would have been a continuation of Vinnie Vincent Invasion.
So it's funny, every time you guys play a song and you hear the applause afterwards, I'm like, oh, please don't press the wrong button. It's like song ends with all boo.
We don't have a boo button.
And the funny thing is right there, look, when I'm talking all the time, I never get the applause. I always get the wah, 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 and I'm like, I'm praying that I get the applause, and I never get that.
Right.
What?
There you go.
But he lies. I've done the applause. I've given you the applause before, Thunder. I know I have.
Thank you so much right now. So I get to live another night.
I thought that applause
now you don't
was
have to
just for
call your counselor.
I thought that applause was just for your what? Because I heard what and then an applause, so.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Well, sometimes this switchboard is it has a mind of its own. There are times when I push the button and it just sits there and does nothing, and like, come on, play the song or do something. But that actually.
Now I have a question for you, real quick. Now, Norman.
Yeah.
You've been in the music industry for a long time here.
Thanks, I'm old.
No, we were. I'm not going to say a long time. All right, 5 years. 5 years. You're not old, but you're seasoned.
Yeah, there we go. I like that.
Okay. Well, now you've seen the movie Spinal Tap, correct?
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
You read my mind, Thunder. You were reading my mind.
You know what? That's why I'm here. Now, we've all had Spinal Tap moments in our careers as musicians, radio hosts, or therefore everything else. You have some of your own, don't you?
Well, as many bands as you have, I would think that there's a Spinal Tap moment probably for everyone, right?
I have plenty. I mean, the show that
I've got to cue the music.
Wait. Before you go on, we are the Spinal Tap of radio. I'm sure you've noticed that.
Yep.
It sounds like it.
So let's cue the music, and Norman will share
Hello,
with us
Cleveland. Hello, Cleveland. Well, anyway, we do a little.
Please go to 11. You can't press that.
Spinal Tap, second.
What's wrong with being sexy?
He died. He died in a bizarre gardening accident. Dozens of people spontaneously combust each year.
Hello, Cleveland! Hello, Cleveland!
Well, before you tell one of yours, I mean, one of ours is Thunder and I were in the band that I spoke about earlier, and we've had one that actually happened in the movie, and this is probably one of the most infamous ones of all. And I'm not talking about Hello Cleveland. I'm talking about when they were playing on the Air Force Base, and Nigel got pissed, threw his guitar down, and stormed off the stage. That happened in a band that we were in. We had a brand new song that we were writing, and the band was a 5-piece at the time, and I was the singer. But then we had our second guitar player didn't like to show up for practice. So, but we had a show coming up, and the practice that we had, the last practice before our show, we were putting together this new song, and we were going to play it because we knew it. We'd been working on it. Well, he shows up. He's like, I'll get it. So we're up there on stage, and we start playing this song, and he didn't get it. He keeps messing up left and right, and then he gets pissed, takes off his guitar, literally throws it down, and storms off the stage. We finished the show as a 4-piece, and the band became a 4-piece after that. I just picked up a guitar.
Oh man.
So yeah, we've actually had one happen that actually happened in the movie.
Yikes. You see, we had well, I can tell you 2 quick ones. The most recent was the show that Christina was at, and she might remember. We had this for Dire Apparel. We had this huge intro and build up into our first song, and then all of a sudden. And then right when they go to hit the first chord, and it's just all build up, anticipation, and then boom, guitar player's rig's not working. Just anticlimactic. We're just sitting there. Everyone's like, okay, what was that all about?
Yeah, and it took you guys like what, half an hour to or I don't know exactly what happened, but it took a while before it got settled.
They had to borrow a head from somebody else.
But for me, go ahead.
Yeah, for me personally though, my own, I have 2 really good ones. One, I was playing the Legendary Stone in San Francisco, and this was back in my younger days. I was in a band called Traumatized, and there was a nice mosh pit going. Everyone was up at the front, and then there's the seating area, and then there's this empty area in between where the crowd's at the front and where the people sit. And I'm sure you've seen venues like that.
Yes.
And I was maybe 19, I think, maybe 18, 19 years old, and I decided I'm going to stage dive in the middle of the guitar solo. So I go running towards the front of the stage, turn my back, fly in the air, And my friends said they just saw me jump over everybody and land in the empty section in between the front crowd and the back crowd. Just like I just dove over, like, 7
everybody else there.
Where people would be. Yeah, just to where there was nothing. And then, of course, you're trying to get back to the stage.
We would have caught you, but you hurdled us. Maybe you should try out for the Olympics.
We were right there for you, buddy. Look, man. All right, listen here. Stop the, U.S. Olympics side jumping shit here. We were right here. You just jumped right over us, man. What the fuck is that?
And then, of course, I need to try to get back up on stage before it's time to sing, but then everyone's moshing thinking, hey, he's in the mosh now. So bam, bam, bam. So I'm getting knocked, by everybody just trying to get there.
I did that when I with my bass guitar. I did that when I jumped off the stage into the pit right there, and I'm trying to play my bass guitar, and everybody's hitting me here, and with my eye cut right there, and I'm like, look, everything that I was trying to play, they're bumping me. I'm like, all right, I'm missing notes here because they're bumping my arms, my hands. I'm like, yeah, this is not a really good idea right now.
Right. Yeah, I stay out of the pits now.
I took a stage dive one time, and I didn't really the way that this was a song that I didn't play guitar in, obviously, but I just decided I'd stage dive, and I put my fist to my shoulder with my with my elbow sticking out, and nobody caught me, and I landed.
You got somebody else.
I landed, my elbow just plowed right into this guy's head, and I knocked him out cold. That became known as the flying chicken wing.
So you have your own dance move now, or your own own metal.
Yeah, the half flying chicken wing.
Yeah. If we ever get that guy on, all we have to do is say flying chicken wing. He's going to be like, shut up, man.
I do.
When
I was first starting out, I was in a Sabbath tribute band while my band was writing our own stuff. A lot of bands do that. And I have a video of it. And the people in the front, they were all headbanging. And I held out the mic to let them sing. And all you hear is, boom. And you see the guy grab his head because he was headbanging. He just headbutted the mic and dented it.
Right. Okay, another story I have is, and this is so funny, a band that we were in the very beginning, we were sitting there in the middle of a set right there, and the lead singer hits one of the high notes, and it's a long, drawn-out note. Our drummer, as he hits a note, is supposed to hit a cymbal. As he hit the cymbal, he hit his knuckle and let go of the drumstick, hit the singer in the back of the head, and he about did the same thing. He was like, almost stopped the whole show right there because the singer about ate the microphone right there. Hold on one second here. He hits the note. As soon as he hits the note right there, the drumstick hits the back of the head. He almost ate the microphone.
Right there.
Right there.
Oh, man.
It was ridiculous.
I love these stories. There's one, it's not my story, but it was my ex-drummer's, and he was in a band called Laws Rocket. You guys might be familiar with that band.
I remember Laws Rocket.
Yeah, so he was the drummer for Laws Rocket, and I think he said they were actually I think Metallica was opening for them. This is way back in the day. And they were playing someplace in San Francisco, and he was throwing sticks out in between songs. Well, supposedly he threw out some sticks and knocked over some drinks on some table. And he was playing. All of a sudden, he felt like glitter or glass coming down. He's like, "What the hell is that?" And the stage manager's on the side going, "No more sticks, no more sticks." I guess the guy got pissed, picked up the glass ashtray and just chucked it at him, and it broke over his head.
Oh my God! Somebody was pissed off.
Yeah, knocked over his drink and his girl's drink on her lap or something because he was throwing drumsticks at her.
Oh my God! That's so metal, right?
It is. When I heard that story, I was like, "That's great."
Right. Exactly.
Was there any blood involved?
I don't know. I was still in school, probably grade school.
No, the bass player was. Hey, Chris, the bass player was fine. There was no blood involved.
Yeah. You know, do you have any bass player mutilation stories? Or because Thunder, as a bass player, is always looking for he's got this conspiracy that all bass players somehow suffer traumatic experiences.
Hey, it's not me. You guys started this thing. You guys started this. Don't put it on me. You guys started this whole thing.
I've only seen drummers get injured. I've seen drummers, you know, they crack their knuckle or their finger, and, you know, there's blood going, or their singer hits himself in the nose or mouth with his own mic. I do know a story about one guitar player spinning, and then his elbow like cracking the singer in the jaw. But
they're talking over here. If you look back into history, like especially Jerry Lee Lewis, he was actually not fond of bass players, I guess. Shot one bass player twice trying to shoot a bottle out of his hand, but he shot him in the stomach twice. He's had a really bad shot, or he hated bass players. But they have made it an issue out of finding stories where bass players fall off fishing boats and get eaten by sharks. And they bust my balls constantly.
Well,
yeah, I hear you guys.
I've played with a lot of bass players, and I'm sure it's not accidental. It's just made to look that way.
That's so. And look, man, I thought me and you could be friends. I really thought we could. I really liked what you were saying up until that moment right there. Okay, well, you know what? Look, I'm just going to go in the back room right now. I'm going to leave the studio. I'm going to leave my phone on. If you guys hear a loud bang, it means nothing really.
It's Jerry Lee.
Just another bass player, Jeff, huh?
It's Jerry Lee Lewis. I just saw him right now.
We haven't found any bass player stories in quite a while, so.
Yeah, I know. I'll give you one. And if Jerry Lewis doesn't show up right now and bust through my door right now, I'll just do it myself. You know, just so you guys have something to talk about next week.
Okay.
Oh God.
Wow. Who said okay?
Oh dear Thunder, you're so disturbed, and that's why we love you.
I just want to know who said okay right there, because that hurt my feelings.
What do you mean? Do you want to hear a bass player story?
Yeah.
All right, this one, there's no mutilation or anything. This was an audition. You know, auditions.
All right, cool.
I'm sure.
Is he still around?
You guys know that some of the best stories are also audition stories. So this guy, we ended up picking him up from the BART because he didn't have a car. Red flag number 1, right? We bring him in, and we're like, hey, which song do you want to do first? He's like, well, let me just see you do 1 or 2, and, you know, I'll jump in. So red flag number 2, we figured out he didn't learn any songs. And the whole time he pulls out this huge bag of weed, and he's just rolling joints, multiple joints while he's listening to us. And we're like, all right, well, which song do you want to do? He's like, well, before I play anything, how many girls do you guys usually get per gig?
Well.
What? He's a bass player. He's not getting any girls anyway.
Shut up, Chris.
Yeah, we were like, that was just the biggest waste of time audition ever.
One time, I was playing in a band in Tennessee, and we were playing this Battle of the Bands thing in Nashville, and this this singer from the band that was actually coming up after us, they were playing after we did, and he was wearing a wig, and everybody could tell it, and I was sitting next to this guy who he was drunk and everything, and he's like, man, if I get one more beer in me, I'm gonna run up there on stage and snatch his wig off. And he seems the equal opportunity employer and rock star that I was at the time. I bought him a beer.
Did it happen? Did he do it?
He got up. He ran up. God, I haven't thought about this. Wow. But he got up and he ran up, snatched jumped up on the side of the stage, ran over, snatched the thing, and kept going. He ran out of the building, and then he came back in about 10 minutes later. And, I mean, the band was still playing and everything, but they were, they didn't win because everybody was, laughing at them. And this wasn't just like a This wasn't like a toupee because he was bald or anything like that. This was I want to look like a rock star, so I'm gonna put this wig over my short hair.
I saw something similar, but it was done in a good way. It wasn't a wig. It was a band. It was a Kiss cover band, tribute band or whatever, and the guy playing Peter Criss was very heavy. Let's just put it that way. He was a big boy, but he had the little cross bullets on and no shirt, So he had this big gut just hanging out there as he's playing. But in Sharpie, in a black marker, he wrote carbs across it. Like, yeah, he owned it, It's like kind of the opposite. He's like, yeah, I know I'm a big guy and I'm not Peter Criss, so here's a laugh.
There's a picture on the internet. If you look it up, look up redneck six-pack abs, and there's a guy who's like 300 pounds, big old belly, but he's got a tattoo of the plastic rings that go around a six-pack of beer on his belly. And I'm like, that's one of the best six-packs I've ever seen. You win right there.
Yeah, well, you know where they all went anyways.
Drink them all. Where six-packs go to die, right there.
That's right.
It's a six-pack burial ground. That's what it is.
Oh, God, these stories are so hilarious because I'm not a musician and I have no rock star stories. I was never in a band, never did anything cool.
That's what you need to add on. You need to, like, make your Spinal Tap thing like a three-parter, like, what's your best audition story, what's your best live horrible moment, and then, like, weirdest thing you've seen on stage or something. You know what I mean? And those would be hilarious.
Yeah. The weirdest thing you've ever seen on stage. Now, the funny thing right there, the weirdest thing you've ever seen on stage right there, I don't know if we can do that on live radio because, there's so many. Literally. It's like, wait, you're 80. You're 80. Put those away. No, look. Yes.
Tell him. I'm going to tell it because you did it. Tell him about your claim to fame with the band that I was on stage with this weekend.
The craziest thing I've ever done when it comes to a live show and a band I was watching. Now, we just had one of our locals, one of our favorite bands right there, Dead Serious, just had their
local legend in Central Florida. They just did their anniversary concert last Saturday.
Okay.
And they're like a comedy act, and their music is like, it's like punk and metal combined, and their musicians are extremely talented, and their singer, he's more of a vocalist than a singer, but he enunciates better than any singer or anything that I've ever heard, and he's like puts on they put on the greatest show you've ever seen, and the production they put on this past Saturday, I was a part of it. And it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. Anyway, they continue, Thunder.
Let me take this on for you. All right, the name of the band's called Dead Serious, and Dead Serious, they're some of the best musicians you'll ever hear in your life right there. And they play punk death metal, but all the lyrics have a comical view to them. The song that this happened to was called Lawn Care Studs. The idea of the song right here is, you people who come cut your yard, but they're, sexy, big built guys here, and, your wife's looking at them while they're cutting the yard. Well, in the middle of the song, usually the lead singer pulls out a bubble mower. He will jump in the mosh pit that's right by the front of the stage and run around with a bubble mower. And we used to mosh with him and have fun.
And then he smashes it Pete Townsend style.
Yes, yeah, he does it Pete Townsend style, or Kiss style, and just destroys this lawnmower on stage at the end of the song. Well, one night we were at this club in Florida, and on the side of the stage by the back door there was a actual live lawnmower there. I guess they had it to cut the grass around the front of the bar or whatever. Well, I thought it was cool because I was drunk, that I was going to go in the middle of the song right there and bring this lawnmower out. And not just bring the lawnmower out, but I tried to start it up, and it started up. So I went around the mosh pit with a real live lawnmower running and almost ran over the singer of the band with a live running lawnmower during Lawn Care Studs. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. Everybody looked at me, you know, at the end of the night, like, I can't believe you did that, but it was great. And I'm like, yeah, I thought so too.
Oh, man.
Now, at the time, honestly, I was 18 years old. I had drank a couple beers. Was not a great decision. Don't do that. If anybody's listening right now, public service announcement, if you are in a bar and you're watching a band and you have any alcohol in your system, do not use heavy equipment or machinery.
Unless your name is God, what's the singer of Jackal? What's his Dupree?
Jesse James Dupree.
Dupree,
yeah, he'll come out on stage with chainsaws and.
Oh man!
But it was quite fun. But anyway, and right now Norman's like, who the fuck am I talking to right now?
And you guys just sound like my buddies, you know. That's why it's so easy to talk to you guys. I'm like, did I drink with these guys at one point in time? Because this shit sounds somewhat familiar.
Well, that's the point of our show. That's the point of our show.
Exactly.
It's not the same. Not the same boring list of 10 questions. So, what inspired you to start the band? So, who are your influences? So, what? Yeah.
I ask those stupid questions.
No, but nobody wants to hear that crap. So we
know.
We want to be the jackasses that you sit at the bar, drink a beer with, and talk about the band with. That's the spirit of this show.
Right.
I have a question, Norman. Have you had fun tonight?
Oh, dude, I had a blast. I mean, I'm just like you guys. I think we could talk for hours and hours and hours, and the same subject would never come up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what we try to do with the show. You know, just shoot the shit about music and whatever comes to mind. And you know, we really don't go into this with like a list of questions that we plan to ask. I mean, we have a set idea of what we might want to know, but we just kind of let the guests, you know, once you get here, kind of steer the ship, if you will. Like whatever you're in the mood to talk about, we'll go with it.
So where personally are you guys based out of? Florida?
Actually, we're out of everywhere right here. We got one that's in North Carolina that's going back to Florida. I'm in Tennessee, and Chris is in California. So we're all over the country right here.
There you go.
We're infecting everybody.
We're nationwide.
We're worldwide.
Yeah, actually, Will and Thunder are
worldwide.
The score is even tonight. We have 2 people right now from California and 2 guys from Florida. You know, even though they don't live in Florida right now. So beware.
Two of my favorite bands from back in the day are from Florida.
Who?
So
who's that?
That would be Crimson Glory and Sabotage.
Damn!
What are you talking about? All right.
Now Will's going to have you on the show for another 3 hours because you just...
That's right, because you know what you're right now. You just fell in love, or you were just in love with.
Damn! Did you guys hear that? I said Sabotage and Crimson Glory like a second before he.
I knew.
Did you hear? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. That's awesome.
Hey, Will, do me a favor. Do me a favor, Will. Take your hand off your cock right now, please.
Ew!
I better do the same thing.
Oh my God!
All right, right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, Norman. I love you more than anything in the world, and you said that. You're the greatest. Goodness gracious.
I got to make a drop out of that. That was awesome.
He's making a drop right now. Stop.
Norman,
don't make it so easy. Don't make it so easy.
You want to
God, I love
else?
you guys.
It was really cool. When Queensryche did their Empire tour, they played in. They didn't play in Tampa. They played in Orlando that year, or on that tour. And that was, of course, when they played all of Operation Mindcrime. But But I mean, I would be willing to bet $1,000 that Todd LaTorre, now Queensryche's singer, was at that show the same time I was. I mean, he was there.
He had to have been.
Yeah, and then when they did the Promised Land tour, that was in Tampa. So of course, you know, I'm sure that he was at that concert too. But
hey, Will, do me a favor. Will, do me a favor. Stop breathing heavy.
I'm not.
Just kidding. Look, I love you, buddy. I love you.
But that was, you know, Wade Black was still Crimson Glory's singer at that time when I believe when Promised Land, or hell, Midnight might have even been the singer still at that time. So yeah, Todd LaTorre was I was at 2 Queensryche shows that Todd LaTorre was in attendance at.
Right on.
Well, that he might be allegedly, because we have no confirmation from Todd himself.
Right.
He won't come on our show.
Why not?
Not yet. Look.
We're
working
out
on this.
there. We've invited him, and he has not answered our invitation.
We're working. We have some insiders that are trying to get him on the show.
We're trying. We haven't given up.
I've met him and hung out with him a couple times. He's a really nice guy.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm not saying that he hasn't been on our show because he's like, you know, thinks he's better than us. Nothing like that. It's just we've not. We want him on the show, but we just haven't been able to make it happen. That's all.
He's a busy man. That's all. But
he might be better than us. I don't know. I'm just saying.
If you hear from him again, hey, I will Thunder show, man. You do it. It's fun.
But I have so much fun. These guys are fucking ridiculous. And if you use the word ridiculous, you get, an extra $10.
You get a free Will and Thunder shirt.
Is that like the Pee-wee's Playhouse word of the day or whatever? Ridiculous.
That's what they keep telling me, because that's what I say it all the fucking time.
It's ridiculous and right there. God, I've actually
whatever. Okay, or if you ever in your world say because that's Will's right there.
See, that is right there ridiculous. You just combine it.
You know what?
Oh God.
All right, I'm in love with you too. All right.
So, all right, guys, I'm gonna have to cut this short because my wife keeps peeking in, going, "Can I come in the bedroom yet? Can I come?"
Oh, we don't want to interrupt that. So.
I would say right now, out of everyone, you're the best guest ever.
You guys, I'll come back anytime you want. So just let me know, and I'll be there. If anything, just to play the games and shoot the shit and talk trash, whatever. It's all good.
Well, if you want to come in, if you want to come in sometime, like next time you're on, if you want to come in when we start the little bits right before the show, that would be awesome. We're trying to find a way to get our listeners to listen to the first hour.
Right. I mean, I scored 1 point for you guys tonight, so.
No, you scored that for Scary Justin. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, actually, the guest plays for Scary Justin. so
thanks to you. I think if your guest gets one right, you should get double points. So it should have been a tie tonight because I had no idea about anything. Right.
That's right.
Oh, true. You know what?
And
actually, if a guest,
I was going to say that.
Yeah, but we can't stack the deck against Scary Justin, though. I mean, he's one person, we're 3 people. The guest to make it fair, the guest has to be on his team.
Yeah, but he's the horror movie guru.
No, stop
so
it now.
Like,
no, we need to win here.
He can stand alone and he doesn't need help. Because he's awesome that way. We're the ones who need help because we're, not horror movie buffs like Justin is.
And I'm just saying right now, by having you on the show right here, we won already, so it doesn't matter anyway. So we get all the points in it as it is.
Yes. Thank you so much, Norman, for coming on the show, man. It was a pleasure meeting you back in November with Dire Peril, and I'm so glad we got to meet and become friends so that way you could come on the show and I could introduce these guys to your amazing voice. And, yes, do keep us posted on the your upcoming projects, and whenever you're ready to come back on the show to promote any one of these albums, these 13 albums you're working on, feel free to stop by, and we'll always be happy to have you.
Next week we have Norman Skinner. The following week we have Norman Skinner. The following week after that, another you have Norman Skinner.
Right.
All right, we've got our programming right now. And thank you, Norman Skinner, for being our new program director, because every week we're going to have Norman Skinner. And he's a rock god, and he's awesome. Thanks for being on the show, man.
They're like, Norm's got a new band. Oh, yeah? Yeah, some guy named Will and Thunder. And
You know what? Yeah, you know what? You guys have the components almost to form a band with Will and Thunder. All you need is a drummer. I'm sure we could find somebody out there who listens to our show that would jump in and be like, yeah, I'll drum for this
band. And you
band.
definitely have the vocal ability. I mean, let's see.
We already have a name. You guys already have a name for the band. It's called Ridiculous Right There. So that's going to be Norman's 15th band out there. It's Ridiculous Right There, featuring Will and Thunder.
Yeah, I could just see myself showing up. All right, guys, I'm ready, and then We'll be like, audition.
And he's dressed up as Oprah.
Hey.
Oh, God. This has been too much fun.
And you'd be like, who's the midget holding the bass guitar? Anyway. Somebody shoot him.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I had a blast. I'm definitely going to stay in touch, and I'll absolutely hook you guys up with all the new albums as they come out.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks for being on, man.
Have a good night.
I love you,
Thank
brother.
you.
All right, bye.
Take me, guys. Bye.
Hey, guys. This is Gabby Ray, and you're listening to The Will and Thunder Show.